Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. The information on Vanguard Season 1, Warzone Season 1, and the Caldera just does not stop coming. Just a couple of hours ago, we got an initial reveal on the Caldera map. We saw a little mini trailer for it. We got all the locations revealed. Now we have a brand new blog showing off the locations in more detail, and more importantly, we have some huge changes coming to gameplay, changes to heartbeats, to loadouts, to how you interact with the map. So much is changing. So as we go through this all today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new to the channel or if you're part of the 58% of viewers who have not already subscribed, we are on the road to 800K, and each and every day I am always covering everything going on in COD, between news, updates, class setups, tips. It is all right here. So feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. So I mean, let's just get right into it. All right, Season 1, introducing Caldera, your new home for Warzone. So welcome to Paradise. Warzone Pacific launches with Vanguard Season 1. It was a simpler time then, but the work is never done. Captain Butcher. Deep down underneath Verdansk in the downtown area, the CIA's most elite task force uncovers a German World War II bunker on August 24th, 1984. After dealing with Stitch, we saw that whole cutscene. Following the sounds of a potential intruder within the tunnel system, they find a bunker with intel from a bygone era, along with the familiar voice of Captain Butcher. In charge of the secret British Special Operations Executive, SOE, during World War II, Butcher created multiple special task forces, including the original group Vanguard, to ensure the total elimination of the Axis force that escaped following the war. Adler, Woods, Mason, and Hudson stand down to hear the story, one that echoes their mission of eradicating Perseus once and for all, and they learn it started all in the Pacific. So on December 8th, your legendary journey in Warzone Pacific begins with brand new areas. So we just covered these in the last video. If you haven't caught that, feel free to go and check it out. We got all the general overview and locations. Now we get other pictures of each area. So we've got the naval arsenal here, definitely a lot of verticality in play. We've got the industrial docks, a lot of cover, a lot of boxes to go in and loot. We've got the runway, very open, but a lot of good cover in the trees. There's also some planes there, so something to note there. We've got the ruins, pretty basic and straightforward. We've got the phosphate mines with a lot of verticality, all the way down here, all the way up the mountain into the peak up there, which is seen as well. We've got the actual peak itself, presumably the highest point on the entire map. There's buildings up here. This is the top of the volcano, top of the Caldera. We've got the beachhead, which is right on the coast. We've got various bunkers. We've got various pieces of covers, some turrets and whatnot up here. So a lot of cover here, but also a lot of open area to get caught out in potentially. We've also got the river village, which has an interesting amount of verticality with all these little like leaps up, these little ledges you can climb up. And then this center here where you have all the villages, it's like the little fields and these walkways. There is just no cover at all. If you get caught out there, I mean, you're done, right? You're getting fried. There's no chance. We got the Clearwater Lagoon with what appears to be the ATC Tower 2.0, but it's got a whole stairwell you can climb up outside. It looks like there might be a zip line there too, which is pretty ideal if I do say so myself. A lot of cover, a lot of water. More on that here in just a moment. We've got the Caldera Terminal, which actually has an ATC tower. This will be at the runway area and the big airport area. Hopefully it's not too campy. We've got the Agricultural Center. Nothing too crazy going on with this one. We got the Lair Submarine Pen, so the sub pen area, which is way bigger than I thought it was actually. A lot going on here. Massive actual sub pen buildings surrounded by a lot of like, parking lots and whatnot. We've got the Caldera Power Plant with a little tower. Basic stuff there, just regular old buildings. The Capital City building, which I'm sure will have plenty of different looting spots and places to mess around with. The resort area, which is very vibrant, very colorful. I'm all here for that. And that is essentially all the locations detailed. Now, this is the stuff that is incredibly important. Obviously, day one playlist outside of Caldera, which Warzone players will have access to on the 9th in general, but if you own Vanguard, you get it on December 8th. There's also going to be plenty of new stuff coming with the integration. 40 weapons, the core 38 weapons from Vanguard's launch, plus 2 free additional weapons in the Season 1 Battle Pass, a dozen operators, calling cards, emblems, and more. We also have Vanguard Royale, which is going to introduce new vehicles and dogfighting. It's focusing on just Vanguard weapons, so there won't be any Cold War or Modern Warfare weapons in those Vanguard Royale playlists. And the Circle Collapse changes, in-game events, and more. The radii and times for the Circle Collapses are altered to offer a different pace of play, especially with dogfighting overhead, so that'll work a little bit different as well. Rebirth is still staying. It's going to be here throughout the entire time that Caldera is introduced and Verdansk is removed. This does, however, seem to be the old version of Rebirth for what it's worth. Then we get to the big stuff. All right, this is where things get very interesting. This is the gameplay changes, which is not something that I saw coming whatsoever. So With an entire new map to explore, playlists to claim victory on, and fresh armaments to utilize, expect additional initiatives and gameplay innovation from all studios who work on Warzone. The Gulag, drop back in ready for combat. The Gulag now gives you more than a second chance at victory. When Warzone Pacific drops, any player who wins the Gulag will drop back in with a weapon or weapons and lethal equipment given to them during their Gulag battle. So just like in the LTM that we had a little while ago, if you win their Gulag, if you're using a KSP in the Gulag, or if you're using, let's say, a Vanguard gun, an STG in the Gulag, you're dropping back in with that STG in your hand, which makes regaining way, way easier. I like that a lot. That's a huge upgrade to the Gulag. Also confirms the Gulag is returning. Loadout items and field upgrades. Dead silence is being nerfed. Stopping power rounds are gone. We're starting off big with this, folks. Dead silence nerfed. Love it. I hate dead silence. It's just a crutch. Stopping power gone. Another crutch and makes gunfights way too RNG. Great additions. In addition to detailing those exact changes, Raven Software looked closely at various equipment pieces, such as nerfs to stuns and heartbeat sensors. They also took another look at dual-wield melee weapons, the Cali sticks in the side, to give justice to all ghosts who lived in the second life, whose second life was lived too short during the haunting. The results: expect the aforementioned equipment and weaponry to be adjusted to less potent in Warzone, along with gun butting no longer being the primary method of attack in Caldera. Folks, I could not be more excited right now. We're going to see nerfs to stuns, which are very, very powerful. Nerfs to the heartbeat, which is the single biggest crutch in all of Warzone. The Cali sticks are not going to be a 2-hit. The size are not going to be a 2-hit. And weapon melees, which is 2 to 3 hits and ridiculously overpowered in gunfights, is also going to get nerfed. This is going to make the quality of life, gunfights, engagements so much more fun. Huge updates. My goodness, Raven, you're blowing it out of the water right now. You're crushing it. I love it. Another change involves loadout drop markers. They can now only be purchased from buy stations after the loadout drop event occurs in a match, effectively shifting their usefulness from an immediate power strike to a more tactical choice in the mid to end game. So you're not going to be able to buy a loadout until the free loadouts come in after zone 1, meaning you can't get 10k right off the rip because you landed a lucky spot and get your loadout 15 seconds into the game. You're going to have to wait the entire first zone before you can call in your loadout, which is a massive change as well. Along with these nerfs, several lethal and tactical equipment pieces will see much needed buffs. Most lethal equipment will deal more damage. We'll see. Hopefully the nade spam's not too bad. While the snapshot grenade will see its effective radius increase, so that'll be more useful. The stim will also apply a slight movement boost. I like that. And the decoy grenade will pack rubber bullets that deal just enough damage to pester enemies. The day that I'm one shot and I get killed by a decoy grenade is the day I uninstall. Let's just throw that out there now. Interesting changes going on there. Not fully sure how I feel about those, but the other ones were good so far. Gas mask and explosive canisters. Masks won't interrupt as many actions as they did previously, making it easier to pull the mask on or off, as well as plating up or reloading a weapon while getting out of the circle collapse, but always still favoring the combat advantage to those who chose safety inside the circle. Masks may offer a bit of protection against gas canisters, a brand new item developed by High Moon. If these canisters explode, they release the same noxious vapors that are comprised of these circle collapse, so there will be new gas bombs, unfortunately, or gas nades. After picking up one in Caldera, try lighting the fuse and throwing a canister or clipping it onto an ascender to send a nice gift. So if someone's camping on top of a zip line, you could send that up. That's actually a really cool change too. I like that quite a bit. Another big one, shallow water. While operators aren't getting their sea legs in Caldera, aka no swimming, we're not going to be able to do that. They are now able to wade through shallow waters seen in areas like the lagoons. So we have all these water areas on the map. You are going to be able to stand in it. You're going to be able to wade through it, but you cannot go underwater and swim. We forgot how to do that. Apparently, we did not pack our floaties on our vacation, so that's still not going to happen. But you can actually touch the water now and not die. Walking within water makes it harder to see footsteps, even to those operators with tracker. Crouch in knee-high water and you gain the effects of cold-blooded, but you cannot go prone. Speaking of science, fire-based equipment now causes smoke when it hits the water. Dude, they are making so many cool updates with this. This is so sick, so you can really play tactically with that as well. Contracts and public events. During a match, squads can now find new contracts to complete, such as a supply drop contract, which airlifts a valuable crate onto the map for anyone to pick up, but only has its exact location revealed to by the squad that completed that contract. Big game bounty, which targets the operator with the highest kill count, so kind of like the king of the hill, if you will, but only once per game. While another known as top secret is, as expected, redacted until you pick it up, but comes with greater rewards. So Maybe a little Easter egg type vibes. I love that. As for public events, expect restocks and resurgence from Rebirth to come to Caldera. I like that. In addition to the cash drops you've seen in Operation Flashback, there's also rumors of redacted weapon crates, very exciting, that can appear around the island, which contain the coveted redacted blueprints, which have more than 5 attachments, and armaments extracted from the meta-forward galaxy brains of the studio's gunsmith gurus. My goodness. This is getting exciting. Obviously, we have the anti-cheat coming as well to round things out, but ladies and gentlemen, the Caldera update, the Pacific update, is going to be massive. And I am so excited for it. All week long, we're going to be covering any and all new information that surfaces. Next week, obviously, we got the map drop and we got the Season 1 update, the Battle Pass. We're covering it all here on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed with your notifications turned on. That way you can stay up to date with everything. And of course, if you enjoyed the video or if you are excited for the Pacific updates, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated. But that is going to wrap things up for today. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, take it easy. Have an awesome rest of your day. And I will catch you guys later. Peace out.